So today I'm going over Am I the Asshole posts, a couple for this channel, just to put something out there. Can't keep track of time because I have to do a trip shortly, so I'll probably do this for about 20-30 minutes. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my wife she has to stay home to watch the kids until she replaces the nanny she fired because I work from home? This one's a little bit of a long one. My wife Danielle, who's 33, has a job that requires her to go into the office every day. I, 42, work at my home office. We have 2 children, 2 and 4. We have a nanny, Esme, whom we hired after we moved to the city for my wife's job. We do not have family in the city. Esme was with us since we got her 6 months ago. She was excellent at her job, and she was a pleasant person in general. Danielle got into her head that Esme was going to try to get me away from her, so she fired her. It was a ridiculous assertion. I love my wife, but she insisted. She then proceeded to kibosh any nanny that the agency sent, even the male one, because she thought it was weird to have a male nanny. She wants me to watch the kids since I'm home away, and I send home 65% of our income. However, neither her mom or dad are able to help. I told her that she wants my parents to go home. She either has to replace our nanny or she has to stay home to watch the kids. She says that I'm an asshole for devaluing her work and expecting her to watch the kids because she's the woman. I'm not. I think she created the situation and it's her responsibility to deal with it. Okay, wait a minute. This guy has a home office, so shouldn't he be able to kind of help with the kids while he's at his home office? Just like, I mean, I know they're 2 and 4, but like he's literally at home and she has to go to the office. So in that way, yeah, I do see an issue there. But to expect her to to have to watch the kids, it's a tricky situation. But I think they're going to probably rule him the asshole. I try to guess what Reddit will think and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they're gonna rule him the asshole mostly because he works at home. That's a key aspect. And even though she caused the issue with getting the maid gone out of jealousy, I just think that with her job, there's a lot to ask of her. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking that they're gonna judge it as. Oh, no. Okay, well, okay, not the asshole is what they've ruled. So not the asshole, this is a problem of her own making. Yeah, that is true. Danielle has offered no solution here. She fired Esme over her own insecurities, then disagrees with having her parents over for so long, and then thinks that working with them from home means that you're basically free to look after the kids as well. She's devaluing your work by expecting you to watch the kids. I had to readjust my shirt. It had paint stains on it, so. Alright. Let's go over another one. Sometimes I try to guess what Reddit goes with something. This is going to be a series on my podcast channel. Just to let you know. I'm working on it so that I can release quite a few episodes of this. They're longer. They're going to be like an hour long each one. And it's going to be quite a few episodes. but I'll be releasing those when I'm done shooting them, like filming all those. Okay, here we go. Would I be the asshole for telling my neighbor for locking me out of a group meeting by refusing to engage the automatic door? I'm in a wheelchair. I live in a co-op that has both disabled and non-disabled residents. I came up with the idea for a peer support help exchange roster, where people could help each other out if interested. Another resident and I set up a meeting to share the idea, get feedback, and potentially some money out of our social fund that people pitch into at the beginning of every year to finance group activities. The day of the meeting, my wheelchair battery almost completely stopped working, and even though my co-presenter and I had agreed to arrive 15 minutes early, it is what it is. It's kind of funny. I was trying to record this video. I find myself just having other distractions and everything I'm trying to do lately, work-wise and actually education-wise. I am busy, very busy. But I just thought I'd try to put something together for my audience, you know? Okay, let's reread the story here. Would I be the asshole for telling my neighbor for locking me out of a group meeting by refusing to engage the automatic door? I'm in a wheelchair. I live in a co-op that has both disabled and non-disabled residents. I came up with the idea for a peer support help exchange roster where people could help each other out if interested. Another resident and I set up a meeting to share the idea, get feedback, and potentially some money out of our social fund that people pitch into the beginning of every year to finance group activities. The day of the meeting, my wheelchair battery almost completely stopped working. Oof. And even though my co-presenter and I had agreed to arrive 15 minutes early, the meeting was almost about to start by the time we arrived. Due to my wheelchair moving so slowly, I was right behind her, attempting to enter the room where she let the door close in my face. I gestured for her to hit the auto door opener because there was only one on her side of the door. She neither let me in nor told anyone I was outside waiting for the door to be open. Instead, she told them I couldn't make it because of wheelchair problems, so people were pretty surprised when I finally found someone to push the door open for me. Later, my co-presenter admitted to doing this purposefully. Ooh. He said, "Why would I tell them? You are already minutes late. I wasn't going to allow you to disrupt the meeting anymore." Okay, just from what I'm reading now, not the asshole. Sounds like this woman's a frickin' a-hole. We weren't late, just not early, and once we were able to enter, it took all of 45 seconds to join the group. She also admitted to wanting to replace me with someone else because my wheelchair problem had frustrated and annoyed her. She sounds like a royal douche. Like, you can't help the fact that you're in a wheelchair. And this person is just inconsiderate, from what I'm reading. Now, this project is titled Advancing Accessibility and Good Neighborliness. Oh, that's kind of hilariously, ironically awful. And the idea's all mine. I asked her not to use the language and materials I produce, and she said, "I'll use whatever language I please." And I said, I was deluded for thinking people would understand why she couldn't let me attend the meeting. Anyone not using a wheelchair could just stroll in. I was the only only one she kept like that. Okay. Feels unfair and underhanded, so I really want to inform the rest of the neighbors who went to the meeting about what she did. Part of me thinks that's petty because it happened months ago. She only just admitted what had happened, and I still get to attend the majority of the meeting. Am I the asshole for wanting to exposing her bad behavior? Thus potentially torpedoing the project. that could help other people with disabilities. Should I swallow my pride and try to work things out with her to try to salvage some hope of progressing in case I believe in? I'm gonna say not the asshole. Definitely not the asshole. Sounds like she's the asshole. And it seems, from what I'm reading here, a lot of people are on that. Okay. Not the asshole. This is some of the worst ableist bullying I've ever heard. People need to know. She weaponized the inaccessibility of the space against you in a meeting about accessibility. This happened in a group of which I was part. I would absolutely want to know. Your co-presenter should have no part in this group. It's appalling. Just reading a couple of them. But let's go to another one here. Not the asshole you need to tell people it's completely fine to be petty if you were disrespected to that degree. I mean, yeah, she really just disrespected this guy. We need to call out the bad behavior and stop them before it gets worse. Everybody wants to avoid conflict, which will enable that person's behavior even more. Yeah, it's a lot of disrespect. An immense amount of disrespect. So, yeah. I'm going to read 2 more stories and then conclude this. Alright? I'm just trying to film this as something to entertain the audience here, but at the same time I recognize I've got a limited time frame this morning and I'm kind of rushing this a little bit. Admit. Okay. Okay. I know they've already ruled this, you can see here, but am I the asshole for telling my grandmother to stop trying to make me to be her dead daughter? I, 18, female, was named after my aunt who died in a car accident at 15, almost 20 years ago. I was told when I was born, my grandma saw my hair red and begged my parents to name me after my aunt. They agreed. From a young age, I was aware she favored me. It also caused my other cousins to resent me. I didn't like her favoritism towards me and just wanted to be treated normal. She would often say, "You have red hair like your aunt, and your aunt used to like art. I'm not into art." It would encourage me to take it up. I refused, and it would upset her. Your auntie liked the hair and style. I complained to my parents, and they said I just bring her comfort. And it's like, whatever. Okay. So this aunt is really pushing it. This aunt thing that the grandmother's trying to push is a bit much. My 18th birthday was 2 weeks ago. Me and my friends planned to have a weekend road trip. My grandma disapproved and said that my aunt would have done a party at home, and I finally lost it and said, "That's because I'm not her. Stop trying to make me be like your dead daughter." I'm sick of it. She's pushing that narrative a lot. It's a bit much. My grandma started crying and left the room. I immediately felt bad. I got yelled at by family for making my grandma cry. My dad was the only one who looked troubled and stuck up for me and told everyone to leave. My mother was upset with me and didn't like everyone else. I demanded an apology to my grandma, but I refused. My dad told me not to worry about it and just enjoy my road trip. It should be settled down by the time I get back, except it hasn't. Everyone's still angry and my grandma hasn't spoken to me either. Yeah. Not the asshole. Do you like your name? You're 18. If you don't like it, it may be time to get a name change. That is a fair point, because it's kind of a reminder of what the grandma was pushing. She favors you. Is already damaged your relationship with the cousins due to her favoritism. She really thinks you are a replacement daughter, especially since your whole life she has tried to get you to be exactly like her daughter. It seems like, by the way the narrative goes, yeah, it's a big push for that, which is a bit much. Now the asshole could use it. Grandma, I'm sorry for blowing up in you that way. I did, but this conversation that has been a long time coming. It seems like it did have a build-up, gradual build-up, which isn't great. I don't feel like you love me, you love some other person I remind you of. The only affection I can remember is about how much you love someone I've never met. It's like a 1,000-yard stare instead of someone actually looking at you. I am my own person. Fair. Being your own person there. Yeah. I think the issue is that grandma's got to recognize that she is very much her own person, and that she has her own individual interests, and not to push what her daughter liked. And it's unfortunate about the daughter dying, but at the same time, to push the interests on the granddaughter is a bit much. I think the grandmother should encourage the granddaughter to have her own interests and be herself. I'm going to read one more Reddit story, and I'm going to close this. Alright? Let's see here. Ooh, this one's a gold one. Sounds like, just by the title. Am I the asshole for pulling a prank on my wife that caused collateral damage? Okay, I have not read what the comments are, but just by this title, there's a good chance this person could be an asshole. First off, my wife and I do very stupid, silly pranks on each other, so it seems like a mutual prank thing here. It's a love language. She loves to be pranked. It's never anything humiliating, denigrating, or demeaning. If you're familiar with the show New Girl, her pranks to me are on par with Winston's Too Small pranks. They're just silly. Mine to her a little bigger just because she loves it so much. Like once I found how to change the background in a car screen and took a picture of my butt and put it on there. She laughed about it for hours. I changed it back. So it's just kind of small level humor, it seems like. Okay. About 2 years ago, she was having a giggle fit. She told me her idea for a big prank to switch someone's deodorant stick with cream cheese. She laughed so hard, she about cried. She said she could never do that, but how funny would it be? Well, I saved it in my back pocket. I had it lined up for needing a new stick of deodorant, and me being able to do it without her noticing. So yeah, 2 years later, I finally get things going. Unfortunately, her sister came to stay with us. They used the same deodorant, and her sister mistook the ice cream cheese one for hers. She put it on. Ooh. I cannot understand how she didn't immediately notice it, because I tested it myself and it wasn't a pretty sight. But apparently it took her at least until she went to the store in a sleeveless top, and yeah. Ooh. And she rained down on me like hellfire, yelling about how I humiliated her and how disgusting it was that she'd have to take like 5 showers to get the stench of hot cream cheese off. She told me as jealous and stupid my wife was at the time out of the house, so she thought I did it on purpose. I tried to explain to her and apologize many times, and she just kept laying it on me. I told my wife she didn't remember what she'd been the one to come up with it. She laughed, but said that I should have known better. I should have remembered her sister would be there. My asshole. I mean, I know pranking is good, but the timing is off. I'm gonna go with Reddit going asshole on this one. Not the asshole. Okay. The reason why I was thinking they might go with asshole on it was mostly because, even though she came up with it, the timing was off, and I thought that might be an issue that they just claim a-hole on it. Not the asshole, that was quite an overreaction. How were you to know that she would grab your wife's deodorant and use it? How were you to know that the two of them use the same deodorant? This is the dynamic you have, and there's nothing malicious here. Yeah. Not the asshole. How in the name of Thor's beard do you not realize if you just use cream cheese as deodorant? Like, really? How? I've got some cream cheese in the fridge. I just gotta test this. And it's nothing like deodorant. What the hell? Number 2, our oven's now full of cream cheese. I have a whole pack of crackers good to go. Oh gosh, this one's good. This is good. Okay. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah, I'm laughing. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that wraps up this video. I found it interesting, the comment section interesting. Um, I'm putting together a podcast series where it's me going over Reddit stories. That is in production, but I thought I'd put something out for my audience, you know, for entertainment. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and feel free to subscribe.